If you're a working professional in India who wants to stop sounding basic and start speaking smart English at work, this one's for you. We're talking about 100 real office words that people actually use, like on Zoom calls, Slack chats, and those quick meetings that somehow eat up your whole day. And no, I'm not talking about boring stuff like thank you or please revert back. Oof, that one hurts my grammar soul. These are the phrases that make you sound sharp, clear, and kind of like the person everyone wants on their team. You know, that one person who always knows how to say it right. Oh, and here's a little secret. Learning words is cute, but using them, that's where the glow up happens. That's why I love recommending EngVarta. It's not just another app. It's like having a personal English trainer in your pocket. No bots, no cringe. Just real humans helping you practice for interviews, meetings, and even those awkward client calls where you have to sound all fancy and professional. So if you're ready to sound like a total boss with a sprinkle of sass, of course, let's get into it. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. To learn new words, let's go, let's go, let's go.
All right, let's kick things off at the top. Boss-level communication. You know those moments when your manager says, "Hey, can we talk for a second?" And your brain goes, "Am I getting fired or promoted?" Yeah, these are the words that'll help you sound calm, confident, and totally in control. Let's start with prioritize. So imagine this. You've got 5 things on your plate. Your boss drops 3 more, and you're sitting there like, which fire do I put out first? That's when you say, "Hey, can you help me prioritize these tasks?" It shows you're organized and solution-focused, not overwhelmed. Next up, delegation. Let's say you're leading a project and you just don't have time to do every little thing yourself. You go, "I think we can delegate this part to someone from the design team." It's how you pass things on smartly. Not because you're lazy, but because you've got your eye on the bigger picture. Now, uphold. You're in a meeting and someone suggests skipping a few steps to save time. You chime in with, "I think we should uphold the company's standards, even under pressure." Basically, you're saying, let's not cut corners just to save a minute. Very professional, very HR-friendly. Overarching is next. Imagine your team is getting stuck in tiny details and losing focus. You say, "Guys, the overarching goal here is user retention." Boom. You've just reminded everyone what really matters, and you sounded like a strategist while doing it. Now this one's fun. Cascade. Let's say your manager gives you some updates and you're responsible for sharing them with the rest of the team. You say, "Cool, I'll cascade that to the team by end of day." And everyone's like, "Ooh, someone's been reading business books." All right, bandwidth check. This is the polite way to ask, "Hey, you free or completely swamped?" You might say, "Quick bandwidth check. Can you help me with this review today?" It's respectful, efficient, and it shows you actually care if someone's drowning. Next word, strategic fit. You're in a brainstorm session, someone suggests a new idea, and you say, "That actually sounds like a great strategic fit for our Q3 goals." It means the idea makes sense in the bigger scheme of things. You sound aligned, smart, like a team player who sees the whole picture. Okay, downstream impact. Let's say someone wants to change the way you deliver a product or message. You pause and go, "Let's think about the downstream impact before we finalize anything." Because let's be real, one tiny change now could be a big mess later. Almost there, course correct. You tried something, and it's not going great. Instead of freaking out, you say, "We might need to course correct before this rolls out." That's grown up for, let's fix this quietly before it becomes a problem. And finally, executive buy-in. You've got an amazing new idea. Your whole team is on board, but you still need the green light from the top. You say, "We'll need executive buy-in before we move ahead." Because until the higher-ups say yes, yeah, it's just you and your colorful PowerPoint deck. And that's your starter pack for boss-level English. Use these right, and you'll go from just another update to, oh wow, someone's been leveling up.
Talk with your team, make it flow. Office chat, let's go, go, go.
Okay, now imagine you're chatting with your team on Slack or huddling up after lunch. It's fast-paced, informal, and a little chaotic. But if you use the right words, you still come off sharp, clear, and kinda cool. Let's start with loop in. You're on an email thread and realize someone important is missing. So you say, hey, I'm looping in Aditi from legal. She should be across this. It's just a smooth way to say, this person needs to be in the know. Now, catch up. Picture this. You've been working on separate things all week and need a quick sync. You go, let's do a quick catch up before the client call. Short, sweet. You sound like someone who doesn't waste time. Next, sync up. Very similar, but slightly more structured. Like, can we do a 15-minute sync up after lunch? You're basically saying, let's align our brains so no one looks lost in the meeting. All right, ping. Simple one. You want to gently nudge someone without sounding annoying? You say, just ping me when you're done with the deck. Not call, not mail, just ping. Super chill. Heads up. This one's a lifesaver. You drop a message like, quick heads up, audit might swing by this afternoon. It's the friendly version of brace yourselves. Now, circle back. You're in a discussion and something needs more time. You go, let me check and I'll circle back in an hour. It's like pressing pause, but politely. Ballpark. Say your manager asks for next month's cost estimate and you're not totally sure yet. You say, I can give you a ballpark figure for now. Maybe around 25K? Rough idea, nothing locked in. But you sound prepared. Blocker. Now this one's a biggie in team meetings. You're working on something and can't move forward. You say, this missing API key is a blocker for us. Boom. You've explained the problem without the drama. Now, TLDR. Imagine you're sending a super long update, like full-blown paragraphs, reports, charts, the whole Excel drama. But your boss? Yeah, they don't have time to read all that. So what do? You add a little summary at the bottom that says what really matters. And that's your TLDR. It stands for too long, didn't read. For example, TLDR, campaigns on track, minor hiccups handled, launch is good to go. It's the quick version of a long story. Perfect for people who want the headline, not the novel. And last one, micromanage. Let's say your teammate is constantly hovering over every little thing you do. You smile and say, hey, I'd love a little more space. I work better when I'm not being micromanaged. Soft, respectful, but it lands. And that's your cheat sheet for sounding confident and in sync with your team, without coming across robotic or stiff. Now, if you actually want to use these phrases comfortably in real convos, here's a tip. Hop on EngVarta and practice a mock conversation like this. Hey, can we roleplay a chat where I update my teammate about a blocker, ask for a sync up, and keep it chill but clear? Your expert will guide you through it, help you sound natural, and boost your confidence in real time.
Client calls, we keep it smooth. Say the right words, find the groove.
All right, imagine you're onboarding a new client. They're asking a million questions, and you want to sound like you know exactly what's going on. First word, onboarding. You say, we're streamlining the onboarding process to make sure clients feel supported from day one. Basically, it's just a fancy word for getting someone started, setting them up, showing them the ropes. And yeah, saying onboarding just sounds way more polished than starting things off. Next, commercial viability. Let's say your teens come up with a cool new feature, but before you pitch it to the client, you need to check, is this even commercially viable? That just means, is it going to work in the real world? Can it actually bring results? Or is it just vibes? All right, circle in. You're working on a proposal and realize you need legal approval before sending it out. You say, let's circle in the legal team before finalizing. It's the smooth, non-bossy way of saying, bring them into the conversation. Now this one's a lifesaver, scope creep. You started with one task, the client added 3 more, and then 5 more. That's scope creep. When the work keeps expanding beyond what was originally agreed, you can say, we'll need to control scope creep to keep timelines on track. Let's be honest, it's the polite way of saying, we can't keep saying yes to everything. Let's move to deliverables. The client asks, "So, what exactly will we get by Friday?" You say, "We'll share all the deliverables by end of day, including the designs, the strategy doc, and the revised deck." Deliverables just means the stuff you're actually giving them, the finished work. Clarity, an underrated gem. You finish a call and say, "Thanks, that gave me a lot of clarity on your expectations." It's a simple way to say, "I understand what you need now." And clients love hearing that. It builds trust instantly. Next, outreach. Let's say you're running a campaign to bring in new leads. You'd say, "We'll begin outreach next week via email and LinkedIn." It's all your efforts to connect with people outside your org, prospects, clients, partners. Here comes proposal. You're ready to pitch an idea to a client. You say, "We'll send over a proposal by tomorrow outlining the next steps." It's your formal suggestion, nicely packaged and ready to impress. Now, contractual. You've agreed on timelines, prices, everything. You drop the line, "We're finalizing the contractual terms and should be good to go by Monday." It just means we're locking it in officially. And last one, expectation setting. This one, so underrated. You say, "Before we start, let's do some expectation setting. Timelines, feedback process, all of that." It's how you avoid confusion, drama, and those "but I thought" conversations. And that's your toolkit for sounding super professional with clients while still keeping things real. Want to practice this before your next pitch or client call? Just hop on EngVarta and say, "Hey, I'd like to practice how to explain deliverables and set expectations for a new client in a clear, confident way." Your expert will guide you through it, correct your tone, refine your sentences, and make sure you're totally ready to impress.
Raise your voice, take the lead. Meeting words, that's what you need.
Okay, now picture this. You're in a meeting, maybe a Zoom call with 10 people on mute, maybe in a boardroom where everyone's pretending to take notes. You want to speak up, sound smart, and maybe, just maybe, make sure no one puts you in charge of writing the follow-up email. These are the words that help you lead, contribute, and not get lost in the chaos. Let's get into it. First up, agenda. You're setting up a meeting, and you don't want it to spiral all over the place. You say, "Let's stick to the agenda so we can wrap up on time." It's just the official term for the list of things you're going to talk about. And honestly, using it makes you sound like someone who respects people's time. We love that. Now, minutes, not the clock kind. This is the written record of everything discussed in a meeting. You might say, "Could you please share the minutes after this call?" It's a fancy way of saying, "I don't trust my memory. I need notes." Next, table a topic. Let's say you've got a new idea and you want to bring it up for discussion. You say, "I'd like to table the hiring plan in tomorrow's meeting." It just means let's officially add it to the list of things we'll talk about. Here's a big one, drill down. You're reviewing a report and someone says, "These numbers look off." That's your cue. Let's drill down into the sales data to find the gap. It means let's go deeper, break it down, find the root cause. Now, takeaway. You've had a long discussion, ideas flying all over the place. You wrap it up by saying, "So the key takeaway here is we need faster client approvals." Boom. That's the main point, the thing everyone should walk away with. Next, parking lot. Not for your car, for off-topic ideas. Let's say someone brings up a great point, but it's not relevant right now. You say, "Let's add that to the parking lot and revisit later." It's your polite way of saying, "Not now, but let's not forget it." Let's talk about deck. You've got a client meeting and someone asks, "Is the deck ready?" What they mean is the presentation, usually slides. So you respond, "Yup, I'll share the updated pitch deck by 5 p.m. Short, sharp, and way cooler than saying PowerPoint. Up next, cadence. This one sounds fancy, but it's really simple. You say, "We've shifted to a bi-weekly cadence for updates." That just means how often something happens. Weekly, monthly, that's cadence. Now, voice concerns. This one matters. You're in a meeting, something doesn't feel right, and instead of staying quiet, you say, "I'd like to voice a concern about our current timelines." It shows maturity. You're speaking up, but respectfully. And finally, facilitate. Let's say you're not just attending the meeting, you're guiding it. You say, I'll be facilitating the session today. We'll walk through feedback and next steps. It means you're running the show, keeping things on track, and making sure everyone's heard. And there you go, 10 phrases that help you hold your ground and actually sound like a pro in meetings, even if you're secretly counting how many minutes are left. Now, want to practice? Fire up EngVarta and ask your expert. Can we simulate a team meeting where I lead the agenda, voice a concern, and wrap up with a takeaway? They'll walk you through it like a real meeting. No pressure, no judgment. Just practice that actually sticks.
Inbox ready, words on fire, type it clean, take it higher.
Okay, let's be real. Emails and chats are where most of your work life happens. And trust me, the words you use here, they matter. Whether you're messaging your boss, a teammate, or replying to that random, gentle reminder email, these phrases will help you sound clear, confident, and super polished. Let's kick things off with circulate. Say your manager drops a new policy doc and wants everyone to know about it. You reply, I'll circulate it to the team before EOD. That just means you're going to share it with everyone. And yeah, it sounds way more pro than just forwarding it around. Next up, flag. You spot something that needs attention. Maybe legal needs to take a quick look. You write, let's flag this for review before we send it externally. It's short, sharp, and gets the job done. Now here's one that makes you sound super organized. Consolidate. You've got 5 people's feedback, and it's all over the place. So you step in and say, let me consolidate the inputs and share a clean version. Basically, I'll untangle the mess and make it make sense. Moving on, push back. Someone gives you a deadline that's a bit too ambitious. You respond, can we push back the deadline by a day to ensure quality? It shows you're proactive and not just blindly saying yes. All right, loop out. You're on an email chain that's gone off topic or no longer relevant to you. Instead of ghosting, you say, looping myself out from here. Feel free to reach out if needed. It's polite, it's professional, and it saves you from inbox chaos. Next, tentative. You're planning a meeting, but still waiting on confirmations. You write, the schedule is tentative for now. I'll confirm by EOD. It's the grown-up way of saying, let's pencil it in. Now, convey. You want to pass on appreciation, but you want to sound a little more polished. So instead of saying, tell him thanks, you write, please convey my thanks to the client for their quick response. Clean, respectful, and very manager-ready. Okay, now we've got inline. You're giving feedback inside an email thread, and instead of sending a separate note, you say, I've added my suggestions inline below. It shows you're efficient and you're keeping things simple. Next up, circle back. You followed up once and got silence, so you drop a gentle ping, just circling back on the vendor update. Any movement there, it's polite persistence, and it keeps the convo going. And finally, take it forward. You've had a discussion, things are aligned, and now it's time to act. You say, let's take it forward after client approval. It's smooth, confident, and shows you're ready for the next step. And there you go, 10 words that turn basic chats into boss-level communication.
Fix the mess, solve it right, smart words win every fight.
Let's be honest, we've all been there. The project's delayed, someone missed a deadline, or there's just confusion flying around in every direction. And instead of panicking or playing the blame game, you need the right words to sound calm, clear, and totally in control. So let's get into it. First up, bottleneck. Imagine your team's waiting on one approval before anything else can move. You say, the approval process has become a bottleneck for delivery. It's a simple way to say, this one thing is holding everything else up. Next, red flag. Let's say someone skips a key process or forgets a major step. You say, that's a red flag. We need to double-check compliance. It's how you gently say, something's not right here, without causing a panic. Now here's one you'll definitely need. Escalate. If a problem isn't getting solved at your level, you might need to take it higher. So you say, if the delay continues, we'll need to escalate it to the leadership team. It's the professionally way of saying, I'm bringing in backup. Moving on, mitigate. Let's say there's a risk of delay, but you're already working on a solution. You say, we're taking steps to mitigate any impact on delivery timelines. It just means we're managing it before it becomes a big deal. All right, workaround. Something's broken and you don't have time to wait for a full fix. You say, we found a quick workaround for the login issue. Should be fine for now. It's a temporary fix that keeps things moving. Next, clarification. Ever get a vague email and you're like, what do they actually want? You reply, could you please share some clarification on the next steps? Polite, direct, and it keeps everyone aligned. Now, reschedule. Maybe a meeting clashes with another priority. You say, can we reschedule to tomorrow afternoon? Short, respectful, and no need for long explanations. Up next, discrepancy. You're reviewing a report and notice numbers don't match. You point it out by saying, there's a discrepancy between the invoice and the purchase order. It's a professional way of saying, hey, something's not adding up. Now, misaligned. Your team wants one thing, the client wants another. You say, I think we're slightly misaligned on the final goal. Let's revisit expectations. It's a gentle way to call out a disconnect. And finally, flag off. Say you're about to raise a concern and you want to sound composed. You say, I'd just like to flag off a potential conflict of interest before we proceed. It's clear, respectful, and puts the issue on the table without creating drama. And there you have it, 10 calm, professional phrases that help you handle tricky work moments like a total pro. Want to practice how to actually use them? Hop on EngVarta and say something like, can we practice how I'd explain a delay to a client without sounding defensive? Your expert will walk you through it, help you build your tone, confidence, and get those words flowing naturally.
Milestones, tasks, goals to chase, project words, set the pace.
Let's face it, you might be doing amazing things, but if you don't know how to talk about them clearly, people miss it. These phrases help you sound smart, structured, and like someone who actually has their act together. Let's get into it. First up, milestone. You're halfway through a project and something big just got done. You say, we've hit the first milestone for the app release. It's a clear way to say, this was a big step and we nailed it. Next one, dependencies. This one's useful when your task is waiting on someone else's input. You say, we're still waiting on a few dependencies before we can move to the next stage. Basically, I can't go ahead until they do their part. Now, backlog. You've got a bunch of tasks piling up. You say, we need to clear the testing backlog before Friday. It makes it sound like, yeah, there's a lot, but we're on it. Moving on, kickoff. You're starting a new project or campaign? You say, the campaign kickoff is scheduled for Tuesday. Sounds way more exciting than just saying, we're starting. Next, touch base. Let's say you want to check in with someone quickly. You say, let's touch base tomorrow to align on next steps. It's casual but still super professional. Now, rollout. You've built something. It's go time. You say, the new dashboard rollout is happening this Friday. It's your launch moment. Make it sound as important as it is. Up next, pipeline. You're not working on it yet, but it's coming soon. You say, we've got 2 new client projects in the pipeline. Sounds like we're busy now, and we've got more lined up. All right, wrap up. You're finishing something and it's almost done. You say, we should be able to wrap up the current sprint by Friday. It's clean, it's clear, and it's way better than just, we're finishing. Next one, handoff. Someone's leaving a task for you to take over. You say, let's do a quick handoff before you log off for the day. It's all about passing the baton, smoothly and with context. And finally, sprint. If your team follows agile workflows, this one's a must. You say, we're currently in week 2 of the design sprint. It means this is our focus window. We've got a clear goal and timeline. See how these words make your work sound structured, purposeful, and impactful? Now, if you want to start using them in daily updates without overthinking it, practice it with a live English expert on EngVarta. You can literally say, can we simulate a quick stand-up where I give an update on my current project status? Your expert will help you refine your flow, your structure, and your confidence. So you don't just do great work. You talk about it like a pro too.
Say it kind, say it true. Feedback words coming through.
Are you the person who panics when someone says, "Can I give you some feedback?" Or the one who knows exactly how to say it without sounding rude or robotic? This part is all about owning that moment with the right words. Let's get into it. All right, first one, constructive. You know when you want to give feedback that's actually helpful, not hurtful? You say, "She gave really constructive feedback during the review." It's a classy way to say, "This wasn't criticism. It was useful." Next, weigh in. You're in a meeting, someone asks for thoughts, and you're ready to chime in. You go, "I'd love to weigh in on that point. Basically, I've got something to say, and it's worth hearing." Now, commend. Let's say someone did something amazing, and you want to give credit where it's due. You say, "I want to commend Ravi for how he handled that situation." It's formal, it's positive, and it makes people feel seen. Moving on, take into account. You're reviewing options and you want to sound thoughtful. You say, "We should take customer feedback into account before launching." It's your way of saying, let's not ignore the details. Next up, actionable points. You're wrapping up a review and don't want vague takeaways. You say, "Let's break this feedback into 3 actionable points. Clear, focused, and actually helpful." All right, constructive criticism. Sounds scary, but it's gold when used right. You say, "She handled the constructive criticism really well." It means the feedback was tough, but meant to help. Now, feedback loop. You're talking about ongoing improvement. You say, "We've built a strong feedback loop between product and support." Basically, feedback is flowing and it's making things better. Next, kudos. You're giving a shout out. Simple and sweet. Kudos to the dev team for the smooth launch. It's one word, but it carries good vibes instantly. Let's talk debrief. You've wrapped a project or event, and it's time to reflect. You say, "Let's do a quick debrief to capture what worked and what didn't." It helps you improve while it's all still fresh. And finally, take it offline. A meeting's running long and a side topic comes up. You say, "Let's take that offline and circle back separately." It keeps things on track without ignoring the point. And just like that, you're ready to give and receive feedback like a total team player. Want to get comfortable actually saying this stuff? Hop on EngVarta and say, "Can we practice how I'd give respectful feedback to a colleague?" Or, "Can you help me sound confident while accepting criticism?" The expert will help you keep it real, sound natural, and feel ready, whether it's a performance review or a casual check-in.
Clock is ticking, keep it tight. Deadline talk, day or night.
Deadlines, meetings, shifting priorities, and somehow you still need to sound calm and collected while talking about it all. This part is going to give you the exact words to do that, without sounding stressed, scattered, or like you're living inside your inbox. Let's get into it. First up, ETA. You've been asked, "When will it be done?" for the 10th time. You reply, "The ETA for the final report is 4 p.m. today." ETA just means estimated time of arrival, but in work terms, it means here's when you'll have it. Next, lead time. You're planning something in advance and need people to understand the full prep involved. You say, "The lead time for production is 7 days, so we'll need sign-off by Friday." It's the heads up everyone appreciates. Now, time sensitive. Let's say something's urgent and can't wait till next week. You say, "This is a time-sensitive task. Please prioritize it today." It adds just the right pressure without sounding like a maniac. Moving on, block time. You're guarding your calendar like it's gold, because it is. You say, "I've blocked time from 2 to 4 to finish the proposal." It's how you show people, this slot is sacred. Don't touch it. Next up, back-to-back. You've had no break and your brain is melting. You say, "Sorry, I've been in back-to-back meetings since 10 a.m. Everyone nods, because they get it. Now, EOD, COB. You're giving a deadline, and you want to sound crisp. You write, "Can you share the draft by EOD?" EOD equals end of day. COB equals close of business. Same vibe, very official. Up next, tentative schedule. You're making a plan, but things might shift. You say, This is the tentative schedule. I'll update once things are locked. It buys you flexibility while still keeping people in the loop. All right, fast track. Something needs to move faster than usual. You say, we may need to fast track the review process to meet launch timelines. It's how you gently light a fire under the process. Next, deadline-driven. This one's great for managing expectations. You say, it's a deadline-driven project, so we'll need quick decisions. It tells people time matters, don't slow things down. And finally, buffer time. Let's say you've learned from experience, aka chaos. You add extra wiggle room and say, we've built in 2 days of buffer time in case anything slips. Smart, proactive, and shows you're thinking ahead. And just like that, 10 phrases that make you sound like someone who respects time and knows how to manage it. Want to practice how to say all this out loud in meetings, stand-ups, or follow-ups? Just hop on EngVarta and tell your expert, can we role-play a scenario where I need to ask for more time but still sound confident and responsible? They'll help you nail the tone so it never sounds like an excuse.
Pitch it bold, let it shine, lead with words that realign.
Whether you're pitching an idea, leading a team call, or trying to convince your boss that yes, this thing is actually worth doing, the way you present your thoughts, that's what makes all the difference. So here are 10 powerful phrases to help you sound clear, confident, and like you actually know what you're talking about. Let's go. All right, first up, propose. You've got an idea and you're ready to put it out there. You say, I'd like to propose a new approach to onboarding. It's assertive but respectful, a solid opener. Next, insight. You're sharing something useful, something that makes people go, ooh, hadn't thought of that. You say, here's an insight from our last campaign that could help us here. Basically, this isn't just info, it's a smart observation. Now, articulate. You're explaining something tricky but doing it clearly. You say, she articulated the risks really well during the call. It's a compliment. Use it when someone nails their point. Moving on, outline. Let's say you're kicking off a conversation and setting the stage. You say, let me quickly outline what we're trying to achieve. It gives structure and shows you're organized. Next up, brainstorm. You're in idea mode and want the team to throw in their thoughts. You say, let's brainstorm some taglines before we finalize the copy. It invites creativity without pressure. All right, orchestrate. You're not just suggesting ideas, you're making them happen. You say, she orchestrated the entire campaign rollout from planning to launch. It's next-level leadership language. Now, inflection point. Things are changing. This is a big moment. You say, this project could be an inflection point for our growth. It's a powerful way to mark a turning point. Sounds very strategic. Next, pitch. You're trying to sell an idea, internally or to a client. You say, we've put together a short pitch for the new proposal. Simple, confident, and totally pro. Let's talk. Lead with data. You want your idea to land hard? Start with the facts. You say, let's lead with data on last quarter's results before we dive into the plan. It's how you back up your point with proof. And finally, frame the conversation. You're setting the tone or direction before diving into details. You say, let me frame the conversation by recapping the problem we're solving. It makes everything that follows easier to understand. And there you go, 10 phrases that help you guide conversations, pitch ideas, and speak like someone who gets taken seriously. Want to practice sounding confident while presenting? Open up EngVarta and say, hey, can we practice how I'd present a new idea to my team or client and respond to their questions? The expert will help you polish your flow, your tone, and your message, so you don't just have ideas, you present them like a pro.
Big words, big vibe, big game, power talk, say your name.
All right, we've already covered 100 office English words across every situation you can think of. But before we wrap this up, there are a few more gems, words that might not fit neatly into one category, but when used right, they instantly level up your communication. So let's cover them quickly, because these are the kind of words that make you sound sharp, thoughtful, and like you've been doing this forever. Let's go. First one, uptake. You know when someone picks things up really fast? That's uptake. Like her quick uptake on the new CRM saved the whole team hours. It's a subtle flex. You're basically saying someone's a fast learner. Maybe even you. Next, synergy. Ah, yes, the classic. You say, there's real synergy between the design and dev teams this sprint. Means they vibe, they collaborate well, and magic happens. Also works great in presentations. Makes you sound super polished. Now, scalable. Let's say your process works now, but will it work when you have 5 times the users? You say, we need a more scalable solution for customer onboarding. This word screams, I'm thinking long-term. Moving on, low-hanging fruit. This one's cheeky, but super common. You say, let's tackle the low-hanging fruit first, before the heady stuff. It means quick wins, easy fixes, the stuff that'll make a big difference fast. Next, granular. You're getting into the nitty-gritty. You say, let's go more granular with the data to see what's really happening. It's a fancy way of saying, let's get specific. Now, benchmark. You want to compare results, performance, or progress. You say, let's benchmark our campaign performance against last quarter. Sounds analytical, very goal-focused, very manager vibe. And last, but not least, burnout. We've all felt it. You say, let's keep an eye on team workload. Don't want anyone hitting burnout. It's not just HR speak. It shows you care about people, not just results. And there you go. Over 100 smart, work-ready English words that'll help you sound sharp, clear, and totally confident at work. But let's be real. Knowing the words is just the first step. The real growth happens when you start using them. Out loud, in real conversations. And that's exactly where EngVarta comes in. It's not a course. It's not a video lesson. It's real English practice over phone calls with experts who guide you, correct you, and help you build confidence one conversation at a time. In fact, I'm going to show you what that looks like. Here's a short clip from an actual EngVarta call where Arjun, one of our users, is practicing with an English expert. You'll see how easy it is to get started and how powerful just one practice session can be.
Yeah, hi, welcome to EngVarta.
Hi, good evening. Thank you.
And as I can see, you're calling for the first time.
Yes, that's right. So basically, I'm
Amazing.
Arjun, and I'm working in an IT company, and I just got a reference from one of our friends, and I just wanted to improve a bit about my next coming up meeting. So just
Perfect.
wanted to how EngVarta can help me.
Okay, so first, can I know that what problems do you face while communicating in English? What are your problematic areas?
So basically, what I think when I'm in front of someone who is I feel like they are, some kind of leaders or they are doing really well in their particular areas. So it is difficult for me to present in front of them, and it is really difficult to come up with the words that actually I'm not able to impress them with my English.
Perfect. Okay. So see, basically what we'll do over here with you is you will be connected to different experts over here, okay? So it is a proper communication class going on over here, and we will handle it very maturely because as you are working, so you need improvisation, you need a skill that you can handle people, you can talk, you can come up with certain things on spot, right? You need to learn the trick of dealing with people. So basically, we are going to communicate on different topics every day. Now, while
Right.
communicating, the best thing that will happen over here is that you will be given proper guidance. For example, if I feel while communicating you're fumbling, or I feel that, okay, he's getting stuck, because sometimes it is just one word that is not striking and we get stuck. Then the overthinking creeps in, self judgment, and everything happens, right? So you
Right.
will learn how to overcome that. Okay.
Okay.
So when continuously you will be talking to different people and different personalities, you will adapt that how to deal with them.
Right.
Okay. So over here, everything will be taken care of. Like if we feel that he needs our help, or he's being grammatically wrong, or he needs certain words to bridge the gap. So you will be given proper guidance. Then in every call, we will give you proper feedback. We will give you call recordings. And with proper guidance, you will definitely see changes in yourself.
That sounds great. So basically, I just wanted to, do role play kind of thing, that I'm going to meet a client, and I have to present a kind of presentation that he has an application. He is trying to come up, like we just want to present him an idea, like how we are going to do it and what are the things that I need from him. So can you
Hmm.
please guide me, like how should I do it, or we can do a kind of role play or something like that?
Okay, so can you tell me certain, like, the keywords, or what are the things that you want to add in that? Like, what are you
So
presenting to the client? May I know
so
that?
basically, my client, he is into farming sector, and he has a farm and he has different kind of cows. So he is selling the milk, and he asked me to create an application around it so that the distribution of the milk could be automated.
Okay. So you want me to be the client?
Yes, that would be great, so that I can actually practice and see whether I'm able to present, like, impress you or not.
Okay, not a big deal. So we'll start with proper greeting.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Mhm.
let's be the client and let's get into it. So basically, so we'll just start. Okay, right? It's okay.
Okay.
Good
So
morning.
what should I call you?
Yeah. You can call me Anisha.
Okay. Uh, hey, hi, Anisha. How are you?
I'm very good. You tell me, how are you?
I'm doing great. So, Anisha, actually, I just received your requirements about the application that you're looking forward, and I have
Mhm.
discussed it with my team. And I found there are certain, like, first couple of things that I would need from your end, so that we can analyze everything from our end, and then we can come up with a mock-up kind of thing, so that we can walk you through with the details and designs, that how we are going to plan all these things, and then we can move forward to the next step about the budgeting and timelines. Would that be
Okay,
great?
perfect. Yes, sure. So can you tell me a little bit about it? Like how your organization works. Can you please tell me a little bit about it, please?
So basically, we have been doing this, like we have been into IT for almost a decade, and
Mm-hmm.
I have been handling the projects, different clients, and recently we have also worked with similar client in your field, and there we have developed a complete ERP system. So, like starting from the warehouse, like where the production is happening, from there, like from the procurement to delivery, we are managing everything with an automated system which we have
Mm-hmm.
developed, but they do not have a mobile application which we are going to do for you.
So you don't have the mobile application?
No, we do not have the mobile application. We are going to build it for from scratch for you.
Okay. So can you tell me by when it will be ready, or when you will be ready to give me the demo of it?
So basically, there are certain things that I need to understand first. Then only I would be able to give you an idea, like what is the timeline and what is the budget that we are going to put into it.
Okay. So, like, do you have any questions that you want to know that will become more clear for you? You can
Uh,
ask me.
yes, there are certain things that I have prepared a list of questions, and I'm going to send you over email. If you could just reply with those things, and then we'll be good to go for our next round.
Definitely. I will definitely email you the details. So, see, right now, what you did was good, okay? But
Okay.
I could sense the breaks
Mhm,
in between, the sounds of little bit of
mhm.
fumble. So, that
Right.
self confidence we have to add in.
Okay.
Everything is good, but sometimes there is that X factor missing, because when you are presenting somebody something, you need to sound super confident, right? So, that self
Right.
doubt that I can sense in your voice, the gaps,
Mhm.
the breaks, thing
Yeah,
that
that's
needs
the
to
only
go.
thing, because I feel like sometimes I have everything around me, but I'm not able to put it into words and present in front of the client, so that I don't know. It is something that is not I'm not able to overcome.
Don't worry. See, EngVarta is a perfect platform for you, because
Hmm.
over here you will deal with different people, different personalities, and this
Hmm.
thing requires practice. And this is a
Right.
platform that will give you that. You will
Hmm.
be given proper guidance and the practice, and these things will be eliminated from your speech. So,
Okay.
like you want to learn swimming, you need to jump into the water. So, it is as simple as that. You want to learn communication, you just have to start speaking with proper guidance.
See what I mean? This is how you take what you've learned and actually apply it in a safe space with support and zero judgment. Now it's time to show up and speak like you mean it. I'll see you in the next one. And until then, keep practicing like the pro you're becoming.